family. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Headlines. I am so thrilled once again to be here. We are glad to have you back with us today. It is one of those glorious days where we're able to actually reach out to you and come to you because we've missed you quite a lot, by the way. So, this is where we actually take a step and we look at issues beyond the noise and look at what's really shaping South Africa. If you haven't clicked to say I like, to share, to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I am Cindy Sashengyon. I am joined by one of the most talented journalists in the country. A brilliant mind for that matter. As always, my co-host, Madam Ngosi.
Yes, greetings my people, greeting everyone.
And as a duo, we are actually excited to actually unpack the issues that are happening in this country. And before anything else, let's just dive in, Tommy. Let's just dive in. It's been long.
Let's do it.
It's been long. There's a lot that has been happening in this country. There's a lot that we still need to cover. So without really even just wasting time, the National Dialogue Convention in Pretoria, the one that is so much talked about, that happened, on the 15th and 16th of August. The president opened this national dialogue, and some of them are actually calling it just a talk shop, by asking what he says are difficult questions. And one of them that continues, or that stood out at the time, is why do so many people in our country live in poverty while so few enjoy opulence? Some are saying it's a powerful question, but it's very misdirected. Because how long have we been in this democratic era? There are certain processes from a political point of view that allowed these type of issues to find an expression. There are events that has led up to such things becoming known, and he's asking multiple of questions in opening up this particular national dialogue, and he's saying that we need to be asking ourselves questions. Isn't it? That's something that they should know exactly already.
He is so out of touch, first of all. Talking about poverty at this day and age, over 30 years, in democracy it's more than 30 years right now. We're still talking about the same issues that we still discussed long time ago, issue of poverty. I mean, this showed what the president is out of touch. That question from day one, already this conference was marred by, there's a backlash. It's marred by, we saw heads of state, former heads of states like Kgalema Motlanthe, Thabo Mbeki, actually, not Thabo Mbeki. We've seen notable legacy foundations such as Desmond Tutu and Leah pulling out because they saw that whatever that was going to be, that they were signing up for, it's not what they are really. Because whatever that is happening, whatever that they are talking about right now, everyone already knows. At least if they feel, if this was not led by government, especially ANC-related officials, the dialogue was going to be different. But right now, they one of the things that they complained about was this thing was just one-sided. We've seen over 700 million spent on this. People are raising genuine questions. I mean, they are talking about poverty. Look at what the latest unemployment state is. Over 33%. But bona, it's easy for them to just take 740 million rand and put it in an alleged talk shop. We're not gonna say talk shop, but it has been labeled that. It's really concerning. I mean, what are they gonna benefit out of this? Because most of the things that they are discussing in that national dialogue, it's things that are already out there. We already know what there's poverty, we know high crime, there's GBV in South Africa. But they went and set aside so much, like that large amount of money for just sitting down, like as pals, discussing this thing. Look at the youth, a number of youth like this with this national dialogue outside the venue. And we saw what is the glitz and the glam that was inside that UNISA hall where this thing was taking place. But outside, people were protesting. There are people who were genuinely protesting, including the Marikana. People even asked, the timing of this. Why did they choose this specific week where they had this national dialogue? Because it coincided with the Marikana commemoration. We all know what happened in Marikana. So many people lost their lives. But this so-called talk shop decided to go okay, they're going to be discussing whatever problems that are affecting South Africans. But they can't even come with solutions with problems that we've already seen.
You know, I think what concerns perhaps many South Africans is the fact that it's like this thing is just a monologue by the ANC.
Deja vu.
And there is 740 a million that has been spent towards this particular exercise. And in this particular exercise, the civil society has also mentioned that there's not really tangible binding targets. There is no implementation office. There is no transparent monitoring with regards to the whole process. So this whole thing, it seems as if it is one-sided. But you know, the whole thing of dialogue, the whole thing of, you know, from the statement of intent, in terms of how this thing was constructed and how it is panning out, it seems to be devoid of alienating a certain particular group that will be able to add value in terms of being able to say, stop it. This is what we are looking for exactly as society, because what you guys are doing as the ANC or those in power, it's not what we would like it to be as South Africans.
Yeah.
And 30 years down the line, we are coming and we are highlighting the problems that you do know that have been existing for the past 30 years. And you are saying that you need South Africans to rally behind this particular engagement. And whilst things on the ground are happening, there's crime, there's corruption that is rampant. But when now you still want to have dialogue without you coming with particular tangible actions. And you are saying that with those particular engagements where it is one-sided, that's when you're going to be finding resolutions on what to do. Are we really in a banana republic? Are we? This is not happening. I'm really interested in terms of seeing exactly the outcome of this particular exercise where it's leading. Because as you said, that there was chaos already. There's people that actually voiced out their opinions with regards to the whole makeup of this national dialogue before it even started.
Yeah.
And when it actually even happened, you know, one of the political analysts, Professor Lisibatefo, he did not even mince his word.
Yeah.
He said that the dialogue failed to grapple with the real issues, such as migration, which is still something we're going to talk about, which continues to divide communities. So, although the national dialogue may have those grand intentions, what they proclaim it to be. But whether is it going to be delivering anything meaningful, I doubt.
That remains, like, everyone is asking themselves, like, will we see something tangible out of this, or it's just one of those exercises, PR's exercises, that we're gonna have them as politicians and whoever involved in saying, telling us, okay, like, this is how it is. I mean, look at what that same weekend where this dialogue started. South Africa is burning, or it showed that it's burning. Look at the incident that happened. It's one of those incidents that happened that shocked South Africa, where Umvelase, a 27-year-old e-hailing driver, was brutally murdered in Maponya Mall. While this thing is happening, while they are talking, there's no solution. Crime was still happening. Rampant, everything was just happening. Like, South Africans, I'm really curious to go see how you really guys feel about this whole national dialogue. Do you think it was necessary? I'm sure you guys can feel free and comment in our YouTube channel just to give us also your views. Go see what is your take. But from where I'm sitting, it doesn't look good. You look at all the political parties that really withdrew from participating, the likes of the DA, FF Plus. You look at how even the EFF at the end of the national dialogue, they went there, and after observing the whole thing, because they were part of it, they were not part of the political parties that were withdrawing. They still called it, this was just a waste of money. Looking at what has happened, good, they were just sitting there. The people are just discussing, but South Africa is burning at the end of the day.
There are certain comments that were actually made by key individuals that represents certain sectors of society that we're going to be featuring.
Yeah.
And those comments actually showed the real divide that is actually there in South Africa in terms of how we as citizens of this country, we are seeing things happening. Because, there is a way of being able to sit in your cushy office and be able to look at issues of what you call policies and issues of engagement. But there's practical actions that are actually happening in the country. Issue of migration, where a certain organization is taking up issues and they are saying enough is enough. And they are taking things head on, and that is supposed to have been managed by government. But society is standing up and society is saying no. But let's see what is the outcome of this. We've had so many commissions. We've had so many, now it's another dialogue. And from those commissions that have happened, give me one commission where there was a conviction. Give me one commission where whatever recommendations that were put there from those particular commissions that yielded into positive results. I am yet to be proven otherwise, but as we stand right now, this national dialogue, I am truly hoping is just not a fuss. But moving on to that, corruption. We will not relent in terms of not talking about it, because the systematic problems that we are facing in this country emanates from exactly that. So, in the past 6 months alone, we've seen a flood of high-profile cases making headlines with regards to corruption. Let's take just one. Tebogo Malaka, the CEO of Independent Development Trust, when she was caught on video allegedly trying, well, allegedly, don't you've taught me that, to bribe a journalist with 60,000 rand to kill a tender story.
Yeah.
So she was suspended, and a forensic investigation, we're told, that is underway. And but what came out of it that was so glaring as well was that now the Colin Mashawana Foundation found itself in that controversy. It shows how deep-rooted corruption is. 16 million that has been spent from the monies that are supposed to be, and you're supposed to be taking that money as a foundation and doing what you are supposed to be doing, but you take that and you decide allegedly to build a 16 million rand house. Before you do anything, just forgetting that project. I don't.
Yeah. Well, the scandal involving Utebogo is still unfolding. We have seen this Peter Mayberg, the journalist from Maverick, exposing this scandal that shocked South Africa. I mean, that 60K that was allegedly offered by Tebogo and the spokesperson, trying to put the story, to kill the story. That shows, how low can you go? We have seen an incident that has shocked South Africa. We have seen that the incident involved Utebogo, the CEO of IDT, where she was seen in a video that was published by Daily Maverick, where she allegedly tried to bribe a journalist with 60,000 rand to kill a story. Because this journalist has been at it. I think this journalist has got enough evidence and information. That's why it was easy for him to approach the specific CEO. It was so pathetic and embarrassing to watch that video. Every second of it I was cringing. A spokesperson was involved. He's the one who was even seen taking out that money, trying to give the journalist. The journalist took the money and still put it back. But it was shocking and embarrassing at the same time to watch and see and witness that. Someone who is a CEO, someone who is, the government put her there in that position. That means they were trusting this particular person. To hear that this person, there's a house that is in a lavish suburb of Sandton that is being allegedly built for her, although she has denied, days after the scandal was exposed, she denied being involved in any involvement in corruption. She says she did not touch the money, and also remember the Collins Mashawane Foundation. They were fingered in the report by Peter Mayberg, Daily Maverick, they fingered him, but he denied taking part. They even issued a statement where they were distancing themselves. In one of the report, they showed that the Mashawana Foundation is currently building the house for this woman, and that foundation is dealing with EPWP officials who are still yet to be paid. Some of them have been paid plus minus 300, whereas it has shown these people have claimed over 16 million already from government, but they are paying people peanuts and they are building each other houses allegedly. Where are we going as a country?
You know what is sad about the whole thing? What is sad about the whole thing is that nobody seems to... You were caught with your hand in a cookie jar, right?
Yeah.
And even in that particular process, you still claim that this is scandalous, you are set up, but you are there. And unfortunately, the issue of not taking responsibility and accountability in South Africa, it is so bad that, the people that are actually suffering the most are the ones that you're talking about, the citizens of this country, that are actually looking at feeding their families. They are looking at feeding their families that stipend that they're supposed to be getting from the EPWP, that some of them did not get. You spent your time, you took a taxi, or you took whatever transport to get to what you need to do. You do it because the hope that you are going to be compensated and that you are going to be able to provide something for your family. Meanwhile, someone has got millions in their pockets and decides that the person that has to do the work, that is slaving on the ground, is going to be exploited just by appeasing another one that gave you the contract. How sad is that when it comes to society and corruption? That it is so deep-rooted in such a manner that we are giving disregard of the ordinary lives of the citizens of this country. Disgusting. But then, let's move on. Another issue, I'm still going to say the whole process in terms of being able to look at the police minister Senzo Mchunu and the accusations leveled against them, by KwaZulu Natal top cop, in terms of Mkhwanazi, in terms of colluding with organized crime and obstructing political killings and the probes themselves. And it was CB as well that has been implicated with regards to exactly that. And this judicial commission of inquiry that is being set up, do you actually think I'm looking at how we highlighted and dissected the issues that have been happening, from the issue of the national dialogue to the issue of Abotebogo, the CEO of IDT, to this particular judicial commission of inquiry again. How do you think this is going to pan out according to your view?
Already people are feeling good. They have no confidence whatsoever. I mean, we've seen we've seen a commission of inquiry where a state capture commission of inquiry, over 1 billion was spent. How many people have been convicted out of that? People like Abogwele Mantashe were fingered in that state capture, but those people are still rewarded. They still have their nice positions and their MPs. They're making money. What makes us think this particular inquiry commission is going to be different from this one? What makes us think that? There's no confidence already. Yes, the judges have been named, and the inquiry has been named with personnel who are going to be part of this have been named. But is it going to serve the purpose?
I think that is exactly why I'm asking you, Ntombi, in terms of you really looking at the whole thing, in terms of, is it really going to serve the purpose?
I'm also worried about the time frame, because in the meantime, Senzo Mchunu was suspended. Remember the bombshell that was announced by Mkhwanazi. After Mkhwanazi, that bombshell had started rolling. We've seen arrests of people who are fingered in criminals, Izinkabi, who were hired to allegedly assassinate the likes of DJ Sambodi and other prominent DJs that were killed. After Mkhwanazi dropped that bombshell, only then we saw people being arrested. We saw Senzo Mchunu, General Sibiya being suspended. And only after their suspension, that's when we saw the political task team is still working. Because one of the things that Mkhwanazi mentioned was that the task team was disbanded. in December, late December, early January this year by Senzo Mkhunu. Senzo Mkhunu, at the end of the day, all these people are connected to him. We've seen like 2 people, one of them was arrested in connection, where Kenny Kunene was also arrested and questioned. Actually, he was questioned where he was found. That's why he's currently suspended. Guti, he was there, wrong time, wrong place, we don't know. But we have seen Guti after this. So, with all this that is happening, currently South Africa is paying 2 people. They're giving them 2 salaries of police minister. We've seen the latest appointment of Professor Feroz, who's acting as the Minister of Police, while Senzo Mkhunu is sitting at home enjoying the money because he's getting paid. Everything is like the suspension that didn't mean like they are stopping anything. The tap is closing. He's still getting everything. So is this thing, how long will it take? Usara Ramaphosa tried to say he has already sat down with some of the people who are involved in this commission, and he has asked them to stick to the time frame. But if he's saying it's possible that they might ask for more time, meaning that's what we saw with the state capture. More time was asked. State capture was supposed to be like plus minus 2 years. It took more than that, and it took $1 billion. Versus what it was initially planned to be spent, the funds that were supposed to be spent. So I'm really worried how long will this one take, and how much of taxpayers' money will be wasted again. Because we have seen in the past that taxpayers' money is being wasted. No conviction, no real conviction. We are seeing people going, attending cases. The state was so quick to arrest people, but when they went to appear in court, regarding those cases, the cases had to be thrown out of court, most of them.
So another case that we actually touched on some time ago in our last episode was the issue of the former higher education minister Onobuhle Ngabane when she was fired.
Yeah.
Eventually fired.
Yeah.
After it allegedly she meddled in appointments on the CTAs, in terms of the board, and also the misleading of parliament during the budget process. She has been fired, but she is still participating in decision making that sets the agenda of this country from her political home.
Yeah.
And what worries me is the fact that when she was also fired, how she came across as well. She knew that she was covered.
Yeah.
She knew that the people that she did favors for in the beginning are going to be covering her.
Yeah.
Because the people that were there recommended to be sitting in the board have got ties with key political figures in this country. And therefore, the firing part of it was just a process because there was backlash.
Yeah.
Had there been no backlash, she would have been sitting in that cozy position and influencing certain processes and certain things within the government system to benefit a few but not everybody. And that is the saddest thing, because if you look at the construction of the CETAs and what it serves to do, and in being able to intervene from a socio-economic aspect of this country and how it is panning out now, there are current programs that have been implemented by CETAs where it's supposed to be contributing to job creation, to absorption of students, to a whole lot of things that is happening. But people have manipulated that system in such a way that you get people that have been doing internships but are still languishing at home. And I am really interested to see this current one, Ubutima Namela, the minister.
Yeah.
What is he going to do?
Yeah.
He spoke when he came into office and held a conference and spoke about how he's going to be able to change the posture of NSFAS and how he's going to be able to change things, but he was in the system for quite some time. And maybe are we saying that deputy ministers at the time in this country are just there as just caretaking positions? Or do they really make decisions?
They're observers, I'm sure.
Oh, they're just observing. Because a whole lot of things are actually happening. I thought perhaps maybe, this particular position with the minister, it's like, don't be like boyfriend and girlfriend. So the minister would be the one that would say, hey, you see, this is the agenda, baby, that you are taking. And this one say, no, baby, but did you look at it that way? Maybe if we do not implement it that way, if we do, that type of thing. But after all, when it becomes a very unanimous decision, a collective decision. And now what I'm finding is that in all these respective resolutions and interventions that are happening, it's one-sided narrative and decision making. What is your view on that?
Okay, one of the points that I would like to put out there, our last episode, we were still calling out for Unobushe's outsting, to be fired. We also as FMI. After what we have witnessed, after we witnessed her conduct when she appeared before the committee, where she was chewing gum, where she was just referring people to Google, not only just people, it was MPs, referring people to encyclopedia. I mean, when was the last time you even heard of an encyclopedia? So I believe, even us, we are vindicated as FMI because we called it. This one must go. But did you see this lack of accountability? Did you see when she was kicked out, when it was mentioned? She says, I'm a victim. She now wants to say she's a victim because I'm a woman, I'm a young woman who has this future, and people, it's like someone who would easily say, I've got haters managed to kick me out. She did not see anything wrong. It goes back to the political will that we lack as South Africa. We lack it. Accountability, 0%. Political leadership, nothing. I mean, Unobuthi. Like you mentioned Ubuti. Ubuti man, he was also there when all of this was happening. We are yet to see, because that's another topic for another day, this thing of deputy presidents. Deputy ministers. We have seen when the minister is out of the country or when the minister is suspended, the deputy is like a toothless a lion that doesn't have teeth. They can't make any decisions. Why are we even having deputy ministers from the first place? Because right now, how many do we have? Every minister there's a deputy, but what are they doing?
But that's exactly what I was actually asking, though.
Yeah.
And that's why I was actually referring to this thing of, I thought that there is the reason why there's a support structure from what you do as a minister, that you'll be able to have another person that will be able to to have a shoulder, to lean on, where you are able to support and balance each other on policy decisions, on decision making, on departmental issues, on accountability, and all those type of things. I thought that there was going to be some type of a unison in terms of being able to deal with particular issues of various departments. But now it seems like with things that are unraveling, it is a disjuncture.
Yeah.
Nobody is working with whatever. And now it's like it was as if he wasn't there when all these things have been happening.
And he was there.
He was there. But let's see how it pans out.
Yeah.
We wish him well.
Yeah.
We are hoping that he's going to make a difference. There was already voices there that were saying that after his speech, he was actually saying nothing. Let's give him a chance.
Yeah.
Let's give him a chance. He's young. Welcome. He's young.
Yeah.
He still has energy, and let's see. And maybe just not even going just a little bit back on the national dialogue. The age group that was there participating. I know, man. No wonder the president slept.
You saw him. You saw there was a point where the president was just sleeping. His own dialogue was boring him. Why would you sleep in there? 740 million was spent, but when are you busy sleeping there? He's a sleepist. He was a sleepist. In an expensive dialogue that South Africans did not ask for.
It was a nice news. But anyways, let's just move on down. So just touching on three things just quickly. The suspension of another prominent case of Andrew Chauke, the Gauteng prosecution boss, on stalling the state capture prosecutions.
Yeah.
The SIU investigation as well, another case of Collins Letswalo with regards to the CEO of the Road Accident Fund. We touched on it as well.
Yeah, we touched it.
And those are the prominent cases that have been happening in the past 6 months. Another one as well, it is still our minister in the president that is still playing a pivotal role. Where, my goodness, what is happening with this criminal investigation on the 2.5 million tender scandal that she has been fingered on from her municipal days? She is still talking about issues that have got an intricate impact with regards to the country. And meanwhile, against the backdrop of her having a 2.5 million tender scandal that is actually there, and how do you actually think that you take that person serious?
I think Sarah Ramaphosa takes it serious. That's why she's still the minister in presidency. We're talking about Ukhumbuzo. Ukhumbuzo right now, being a minister in presidency, it means after the president, that's her. I mean, if you are a minister in presidency, it means you make vital, important, pivotal decisions. But when you have a cloud hanging over your head of corruption, alleged corruption, we're going to continue using alleged because it has not been contested, it has not been taken to court. We don't even know how far that investigation is. That's why right now, it's still business as usual. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that we've seen here in South Africa. It remains business as usual. You can have serious allegations leveled against you, but because your pals are taking care of you, the cadres, we've seen the ruling party, they take care of each other. Once upon a time, former minister Batamile Dlamini did mention they've got little skeletons, each and every one of them, and we have seen that the chickens have come to roost.
Yeah. But in rounding up, each case that we're talking about is different in detail, but the pattern of those cases is just the same. Mm-hmm. What underlies it is just the same. It's corruption.
Yeah.
And it is on such a highest level that the leadership of this country and the nonchalant attitude in terms of not really being able to do something. We have been saying do something. The cases that you were talking about in terms of people being taken to task after the issue and and being arrested, and the links of Ket Matlala on the Senzo Mchunu case, it says that we are not going after the big fishes. We are taking people and convicting them, but the real ones that are masterminds on doing things,
they're getting away with it.
So this actually feeds on your public mistrust, your draining of resources again, and the deepening crisis of accountability, like what you said. There's no accountability. Nothing at all. Anyways, just to round off our conversation, the Patriotic Alliance drama. The drama, don't The suspension of the party's deputy president, Kenny Gunen, as he had said that when he was actually seen at the home of a murder accused linked to DJ Sambo's assassination.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And which really sparked an internal storm, leading to Ugunene resigning as a Johannesburg councillor and MMC while an investigation unfolds. That part. Kanye, what did they used to call him?
The Sushi King. Those Za days, remember he used to own that club, Za, where he was eating on top of women? Eating sushi on top of women.
Do you think somebody that was used to or is used to that particular lifestyle and now they decided that they're going to be able to galvanize votes in the way that they'll galvanize votes and was bestowed with the responsibility as an MMC? He's living a double life.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So you think that that person would be able to change, although they are in a position of power and authority and responsibility? And don't you think that there were some shenanigans that were still happening?
I certainly think there were still shenanigans. I suspect he was living a double life. I mean, by day he's the MMC for transport for City of Johannesburg, and he's also the deputy for Patriotic Alliance. But by night, who knows what he was doing? I mean, this guy, what a missed opportunity. He claims that the reason the police came, when they came to arrest this Molefe, he was there. He claims that he took one of his journalists there. What a missed opportunity. Why didn't they give us an exclusive then? Why? I mean, if you are there when as a journalist and a big story like that is unfolding in front of your eyes, the first thing you start recording whatever that is happening. You'll take pictures of the big arrest by these police, and even your boss, your alleged boss for publication, because he claims that he owns a publication, Africa or whatever it is. I don't care what it is. He claims that he owns that thing, and that's why he took the journalist there. But when don't you think it is scandalous? And we saw pictures surfacing on social media where he claimed that he did not know this guy. But people started bringing out pictures where he was there posing with Gayton, the PA leader, and this guy. Well, I think the pictures are still being verified, but we have seen pictures like that. Do you think someone who used to be a sushi king will change overnight and be a good citizen?
That's exactly my question.
And it's also my other worry is the other people who voted in these people. I mean, okay, Nikonene, we all know. There's an interview that I recently watched where Gayton is mentioning okay, Nikonene was proposing which they must open a film production where they're just gonna be dealing with porn. Gayton said no. I could not agree to that one. I could not agree to that one because in the morning I'll wake up, go to a school and give a talk. You know, he's a motivational speaker at the end of the day. How would he be managing a company, owning a porn company, porn production company, and in the morning you're going to motivate young people, telling them to stay away from drugs? I mean, the hypocrisy.
Don't be. He doesn't have a film.
He does not. That's why he's in trouble right now.
He does. Can you imagine saying that about your
own partner?
And then you're not even thinking that you're going to be putting the party into.
And the internet does not forget, because he said it, and now we're gonna be reminding them, both of them, this is what you wanted to propose. Gayton already was caught, like in an interview where he was saying it's talking about it openly. Now you wanted us to be owning a blue movie. He even used the word blue movie.
Oh my goodness. But then it actually just insulting it off. And don't be Gayton. No, he doesn't have filter. You know, this thing that is landing him in hot water or landed him in hot water after the old tweets resurfaced on a serious note where he used an apartheid era racial slur against black South Africans. And with Action SA wasting no time to take the matter to the Human Rights Commission and even threatening to escalate that to the Equality Court. So, in Mackenzie's defense, he said he's not racist, right? And then it was it's just a former troll who made stupid, hateful mistakes online.
Lightly.
And apologized. Yeah? And he calling the post embarrassing and promised to cooperate with the investigation. But the truth is the damage is done. The controversy has already left cracks in the party's image. But there is this young lad, young MP,
Jacobs,
yeah, that has come into the fore of the Patriotic Alliance. And he's the same MP that was taking a lot of politicians to task, including the same minister we were talking about. He went to go and lay criminal charges, remember, on that podcast?
Yeah. About colours.
For colours, the racial slurs that were actually there. But there's something about this gentleman coming in with with this whole thing that is happening within the Patriotic Alliance. This is the guy that is coming to the fore and expressing leadership. What do you think?
His name is Liam Jacobs. Many are describing him as what do you call it? What do you call a chameleon? Because initially he started as an ANC member who was very involved and like he was given a position. Fast forward, he joined EDA. And with DA, he made strides to a point that at the tender age of 24, he's one of the youngest, he's still considered as one of the youngest MPs to be in parliament. And now, recently, he has joined EPA. And with Ugaten in trouble with this racial slur, I mean, we have seen the confirmation by the Human Rights Commission that they are going to investigate all the allegations following ATM and Action SA taking them, complaining about them and complaining about him, about the racial slurs he uttered 10 years ago. It looks like, I mean, with Kenny Kunene out, he's currently suspended. It's going to be investigated. We don't know when or how will this investigation conclude. If anything were to happen to Gayton, would they find him guilty and they have to investigate him, would he has to step back a little bit. It looks like Uliam will emerge as victorious, as a leader of PA, prominent leader of EPA, by the look of things right now. Like he has found himself, like he has just climbed the ladder. We don't know how, but this is what is happening. The current political landscape is allowing him, it's giving him this thing which he might be at the helm of PA. We don't know where is PA gonna go. And EPA, at the end of the day, guys, let's be honest, they've positioned themselves as the representative of colors. They might deny it all they want, but they are representing mostly the colored people. Gayton so many times has found himself explaining, saying that it's for the longest time, colored people have been ignored. So now this is the time that the colored people must be given a chance. They are being hired and he's pushing for them to be hired and to occupy spaces. But yet he's denying what he's not advocating for colors. But everything that seems to be happening, it's pointing out that he is advocating for colored. It's a colored party. This
I remember
PA.
Ntombi, he's got like this Irish ancestral thingamajig.
He's the same guy who's been protecting Israel. He went to Israel. Remember, he had another scandal of going to Israel. And remember, like, against all odds, South Africa has been on the side of Gaza, the Palestine people. But look, Gaten and his crew, they went to Israel. They went there. They're not hiding it. They are part of this Israel Jews. They are siding with Israelites. So he has always found himself on the wrong side of the law. And right now on social media, he was mocked. There was a picture where they put Gaten and they put Upel Tusi. Then they said the colored person, it's him, he's black like me. Then they put Upel Tusi. Because why is this guy, why is he so obsessed with being colored while he's as black as Ntombi?
Oh my goodness, you know, right? We can go on talking and talking and talking and talking, but yes, you know, so from the shaky national dialogue to an endless parade of corruption scandals and, you know, the infighting inside the Patriotic Alliance. But one thing is clear. I think where we are ending it, as sometimes we can laugh about issues, is that South Africa is at a crossroads and we are watching closely as public. And that we were not going to be apologetic about it. So for today, I think let's seal it there a bit.
Let's park the bus.
We looking forward to have another engagement with you. We hoping that you would find this very thoughtful and we can be able to engage further on the issues. Ntombi, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for always playing the part, you know. So which one is taking the helm? Which one is the minister, the deputy minister? When you become the minister, he's like London. But anyways, family, please don't forget to click, to share, to like. We love your insights and thank you for joining us. Any suggestions with regards to how we can be able to bring issues to the fore and any inputs, very appreciated. We love you, we love you, we love you.
Adios.